We're so fancy. All right. Today, John, I think we should talk about the fact that it's International Women's Day, and
I was
we
unaware.
should talk about 3 tips to a beautiful marriage.
Ooh. Although, that
was a joke, baby. You're supposed to laugh. You're supposed to bring high energy.
That sounds like the opposite of what we're teaching.
Oh my gosh. Happy Money Monday.
Happy Money Monday. Who's excited, fired up, jacked up, and ready to talk some business? Although we could talk marriage tips. You never can tell. Although we're not going to. But I'm really excited. Nadya is really excited. We came up with this topic because clearly there is a time and place to diversify your efforts. And how many of us are already diversifying off of Facebook? I think this is probably at this point common sense. I can't imagine anybody is anti-diversification on social media, meaning I can't imagine anybody is just building their business on Facebook in this day and age. But whether you are or you are not, we're going to talk about how to maximize, optimize, and utilize different social platforms, whether it's Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, Clubhouse. How many of you have a favorite besides Facebook? And maybe Facebook isn't your favorite. It's still our favorite because it's where we do our most damage. That's where we do most of our business etiquette. That's where we, have our conversations with our teams and do the group chats and the ATMing. But we are loving TikTok. We are loving Clubhouse. And I want to know, what is your favorite social platform? If it is Facebook, you can let us know what your second favorite is. But let us know in the comments, what's your favorite social platform right now? And, you got to understand the differences, some of the nuances, if you will. We've been in network marketing now for 20 years.
I cannot believe it.
So sometimes we speak a different language because we've been doing this for so long, and we might talk fast. So you're going to have to pay attention fast. But on a serious note, I think it's important that we understand these different platforms, even if we say, you know what, TikTok's not for me. But you have to admit, you're going to have people on your team that use TikTok, that love TikTok, or would love to generate leads, leveraging a social media platform. And look, I'm loving Clubhouse, but I don't think Clubhouse has the sustainability that TikTok does, or Facebook or Instagram, only because, number one, it's brand new. I mean, think about it. If you have a Droid, you can't even download Clubhouse, right? But number two, and here's the other truth, is it's not recorded, right? You can't repurpose your content there. Do I think everybody should have Clubhouse though? Yes. Do I think you should utilize it to create content? Abso-freaking-lutely. But how many of us can also admit that that sounds overwhelming? Instagram stories, Instagram reels, TikTok, Facebook. Hello, we still have Facebook as the predominant social platform. And then Clubhouse, OMG, sounds overwhelming. And that's why a lot of our content recently has revolved around the overwhelm.
Yeah.
And it's revolved around getting organized with building your business on social media. So we're going to talk about it today. I'd recommend you share this with your teammates. I'd recommend you tag people that are in network marketing or wanting to build their businesses leveraging social media.
I love it, John. Thank you. First of all the ladies, let us say it out loud. Happy International Women's Day. I felt today there's a need to make a little bit of a joke, but there's still partially truth to every joke that we should say. So here's my joke of the day, y'all. I hope you're ready for a little laughter. I believe it. This is how we're going to build up our six-pack.
Bring it on.
And our happy brains, right? Okay, so the husband is the head of the family, but the wife is the neck. So whichever way the neck goes is where the head goes. Do you love it?
My favorite is the way you pause.
For dramatic effect.
For dramatic effect.
Yes, minimum.
It's true.
So you guys, I just think that, look, when it comes to building a business, building a family, raising children, raising people around you for success, it's going to take posture. I mean, it's going to take that little bit of extra, to show up properly. And I have to say, in today's conversation, I think it's so appropriate that we chat a little bit about, look, how can we expand your connective tissue? How can
Ooh,
we
I like that.
work really smart? But I also want to have a disclaimer that, look, we're going to talk to you a little bit about some research. So my team just laid out some numbers in front of us. I'm really jazzed because I'm really a huge fan, honestly, to be in the know. Drop me a comment in the comments if you love to be in the know, because we should be in the know. You know, why would we be employing strategies that worked 6 months ago, maybe a year ago? They're no longer working today. That would be a snooze operation. And then you're spinning your wheels and you're not getting the results. And I'm against that, definitely. So we have some numbers. We're going to bring you up to speed on what is hot right now. I also like
look
to
what Cherie
think
says.
about.
You are my favorite international woman, Nadya.
Oh, thank you.
And you know what? Mine too.
Good for
So
you, John.
there's that.
Yeah.
There's that.
Well, go ahead. Go ahead. Believe
I was
it.
saying today, I was getting interviewed
Believe
today,
it.
and I said, you know, internationally,
Uh-huh.
International Women's Day is a big deal. Russians celebrate it quite a bit,
Yeah.
but it's not popular enough in America.
Oh.
So that's
I
unacceptable.
think it's pretty popular.
It's not that popular.
Everybody is aware.
No, they're aware, but it's not popular.
let us know in the comments.
You see the international
Let
women,
us settle
they're
that
posting,
argument right
they're like
now.
International Women's Day, OMG, making it a big deal. In fact, I'll prove it to you.
It's a very
Inside
big deal.
of my chats today,
Uh-huh.
the first people I saw that were saying Happy International Women's Day
International women?
were in my European chats.
Uh-huh.
And some of the international women that are in the other chats that are in America,
Okay.
they were the ones saying it.
Okay.
Just saying. So
Okay.
American women,
Pay
listen,
attention, baby.
you should be celebrated today. Make sure your spouse knows, or your boyfriend, or what. Make sure you need to check your friends and family if they did not congratulate you on International Women's Day. Because you might say, well, I'm not international, I'm American. Hello. International means all nations. Anyway, I just want to say that.
All right, baby, for sure. You said it, you meant it.
I did.
Okay.
I did
All
mean it.
right. So today, let us cycle back to the agenda at our hands, because we do have some analytics, we have some data, but we also, disclaimer here, you guys, I want you to always filter every training that you partake in through the filter of bandwidth.
Yes.
You know how much I love talking about bandwidth, because there's always more you could do. Like,
Right.
how many of us, we get so much FOMO, and sometimes we do think like from that FOMO perspective, and then all of a sudden we're trying to be on every platform all the time. We try to do all the things on all the platforms, and then we have no life, and then
Right.
you die, and then you go, I didn't even know about this International Women's Day. I didn't even properly celebrate or even see my kids grow up, right? So let's ensure that, yes, there's things that are happening. Definitely, as an entrepreneur, timing is of the essence. We're going to talk about that. But I also do believe that it's okay for us to build in seasons.
Right.
It's okay for us to take it one step at a time. It's okay for us to also step it up and mess it up, because, with every platform, John and I today were having delicious lunch. You're welcome, baby.
It was.
I feel like it was International Men's Day.
And healthy.
For lunch, for sure. International
Well, every
Men's
day
Day.
is International Men's Day.
Every day. Yes, legit. It's true. Anyways, so we were enjoying some delicious lunch, and John came upstairs from the gym, and he was listening to the Gary Vee Experience on YouTube. But this is really genius what he did, right? So Gary Vee was recording a video while he was doing a Q&A
Right.
on Clubhouse. Now, if you don't know what Clubhouse is,
And to be clear, not a live video.
don't worry, we're going to cover it. Not a live video,
Right.
pre-recorded video, right? So it was a recording of him doing Clubhouse, and you just could see his face, right? And the one thing that he talked about that I think would be just a perfect thing to kick off this training with is, okay, so there's so many choices out there. There's all these different platforms. Sure, some are hotter than others, right? But every platform nowadays has its own slang. And what's really, really cool is that we have an opportunity to discern nowadays, you guys. Let us talk about that. We live in abundance, meaning we no longer have, back in the day, it was like MySpace and that's just it. You know what I mean? And then it was Facebook, and basically that was it, So nowadays we have Instagrams and we have the TikToks and we have the Clubhouse. So if you feel like you have, face for audio, what is that? How does that joke go?
Face for radio.
Face for radio.
Because people have said that to us. Because we've always done video challenges and talked about doing video. And then people say, I have a face for radio. And the truth is that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But I also know that some people are just not going to do video. They're just not. No matter what you say, they're not going to do TikToks. Even though you tell them you don't have to dance. You don't have to do this. You don't have to do that. They're not going to do Facebook Lives. Even though you explain to them it's not that hard. You'll get the hang of it. You're going to love it. At the end of the day, some people are just not going to do the things we recommend. Even though we've built this multi-million-dollar business leveraging social media, some people, they don't want to get on camera. They don't want to do this. They don't want to do that. But
maybe fair enough.
Fair enough. But what I'll say, that's a TikTok trend, in case you're wondering. I don't even know if that's a recent one. That was like an old one. It's still funny. Clubhouse is unique because it's just audio. And it's so easy to just hop on and start sharing value, to start having conversations. I would not recommend going live on Clubhouse by yourself. Because there is a chance you're going to go live. You're going to start the broadcast by yourself. And it's not recorded. So because it's not recorded, it's kind of weird to just like, I'm just going to start teaching. I'm just going to start talking. It doesn't really make a lot of sense because nobody's going to hear it. There's no replay, at least as of today, at the time we're doing this recording. So it would make sense to start with somebody, at least one other person. Maybe you interview someone on your team. Maybe you have someone that's in the same niche as you and you start a conversation. And I also think it's important that when you get on a platform, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Clubhouse, any of them, is you start following people that are doing a great job because you'll pick it up real quick what they're doing. How often they're going live, how they run their show or what they do in their videos. That's how we learn in the beginning, right? Anytime we're on a platform, we learn by following some of the experts, some of the people that are using it the right way. And then eventually you start doing it on your own and you get the hang of it. So you got to be okay with this. And I like that Gary Vee mentioned this.
Can you do an example if you move into a new town?
Yeah, but before that, let me just say this. He also is like, he also says like this woman was like asking a question about all these platforms and, essentially she was overwhelmed. She felt like she didn't want to dance. She didn't want to do this. She didn't want to do that. She didn't want to post about her kids. And he's like, listen, I'm the most private public person you know. He's like, do you even know what my kids look like? Do you know what my wife looks like? Probably not, because he never posts about them. He's like, people seem to forget you have a choice. You have the choice of not downloading TikTok or not downloading Clubhouse or not posting about your kids. He goes, but the problem is people are so addicted to the likes and the engagement. He said there was this like a fitness model, right? And the guy said, I get like 4,000 likes when I post with my shirt off, right? Or I do fitness, tips and workout, working out and stuff like that, like videos and working out. He goes, but if I post about my new passion, which is trading business or baseball cards, he's like, I posted about it and I got like 17 likes. And he's like, I just deleted it right away. And he's like, why did you delete it? If that's your passion, if that's what you're wanting to get into. And he's like, because I didn't get any engagement. He's like, and how does that matter if your new interest, this new passion has nothing to do with what you've been posting about? You post about it and you know what? If it does well, great. If it doesn't, that's fine. It's new. It's different. He goes, what did he say when I first started posting about business in 2009? He'd always been posting about wine for like several years. So when he started posting about business, he's like, 15% of the people were interested. The other 85% was like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, talk about Pinot Grigio. They got like mad at him. And he's like, but whatever. I want to talk about business. I want to talk about marketing. And it's my platform. It's my choice. Stop trying to people please.
I love it.
Stop getting hung up on FOMO that you got to be everywhere. But let's talk about how to be everywhere without getting into a situation where you're either only consuming, which is not the purpose of social media. If you're building a business to consume, no, you're there to create. And the second thing is not and connect. Absolutely. Which is actually the most important purpose of creating content is to connect with like-minded people. But the other thing is you don't have to be everywhere all the time. You have to be everywhere all the time. So we're going to get into that conversation. We already are getting into it.
You guys, before we do, we do have a time-sensitive announcement, depending, of course, on when you're watching this. If you're watching this in a replay, let us know in the comments below. But y'all, we're doing a beautiful masterclass with our really good friend who's a social media, and I really call her online marketing like optimizer. She's so good at creating systems for passive marketing. Okay, so we're doing a masterclass with Tanya Liza. And if you are on our email list, you know we've been talking a lot about Tanya. She did this really killer 5-day boot camp last week. So maybe let me know in the comments if you were a part of that. That was really good, helping you just kind of think through elevating your strategy, really thinking beyond social media altogether, right? Because at the end of the day, you don't own your account. You know, it's kind of like you're renting versus buying. So I really, for those of us that are ready for that elevated conversation and you really are ready to put your social media business on a passive attraction marketing flow, then you want to join us this coming Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern time. We're going to link to the registration page once we're done with the live. But if my team is on, actually, I'm going to type it out. Baby, do you want to say a little something about it?
So the one thing I love about Tanya, number one, she keeps things very systemized. She simplified a very complex conversation around creating an email list, creating a personal brand, generating leads, creating a freemium or a freebie, something that you can give people for free that helps build your email list. But what I love about her is she's a network marketer, still today building a very profitable network marketing business. In fact, she hit one of the top elite ranks inside of her organization, with her team, with her business last year. But she's also building a multiple 7-figure personal brand, multiple 7. Now, there's a lot of big time internet marketers out there, and they teach stuff that's, quite frankly, complicated and unnecessary for a network marketer. Then there's network marketers. They know the basics on social media. They know how to sell. They know how to promote, recruit, stuff like that on social, but they're not very good when it comes to like legit internet marketing. So Tanya is one of the few that we promote that is a certifiable badass, because she's building the network marketing business while building her personal brand as an internet marketer. And she's been YouTubing and internet marketing for like 10 plus years.
I like how you
I know. I turned to verbs. There's not a lot of people out there. There's not a lot of experts out there that have successfully built both. And she's one of the best. So that webinar on Thursday is going to be lights out. It's going to be ridiculous. 3 p.m. Eastern on Thursday. We chose that time because those of you that are international, that's a good time for you if you're in Europe or whatever. But then it's also good for people that are here in North America. And if you say, well, I'm at work or I'm busy, I'm tied up, I would recommend rearranging your schedule if you can make it happen, because it's going to be that valuable. Of course, though, if you register, you'll probably get the replay within 24 hours, but you guys know the deal. Sometimes the replays take a little while. I would just recommend doing whatever you can to get on that broadcast, because she's going to talk about
the revenue multiplier, baby.
Boom.
All right. Perfect. So you guys, let's kick it off, right? Okay, so we're going to show up to social media, and we're going to choose essentially our number one social media platform. For us, it is Facebook, right? The ATM system happens on Facebook. So naturally, I would recommend for you and really encourage you, master Facebook, right? It's still going to be the gorilla of social media. Can
we say one reason why, though? Can we say one of the most important reasons?
Okay.
I mean, that's where we communicate with our teams.
Yeah.
That's where we ATM. That's where most of our trainings are. We're training you right now using StreamYard, but we're live on my profile. We're live on our business page. We're live in our Facebook group, 3 places on Facebook, and then Twitter and YouTube. That's kind of crazy, right?
That is crazy.
So out of the 5 places we're live right now, and the majority of the people are over on our business page, and then there's maybe a handful that are on the other places,
Modalities.
Locations, modalities. That big word.
We're gonna be fancy about it.
Thank God I married it up. But
thank you, baby.
It's so important to understand that Facebook is still the best place. Like if I meet someone on Clubhouse, TikTok, Instagram, another platform, my goal, if they're wanting to take a look at my business or my product, I want to friend them up on Facebook, and I want to ATM them. I want to add them into a Facebook group. It's still the number one platform. But if you say, well, what's the number one platform for lead generation?
Okay,
that's a different conversation.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So we'll get into it.
I'm glad that you brought that up. So if you're taking notes, you guys, I would just jot it down, maybe even visualize it like your Facebook presence.
Yeah.
It's like a lake. I like to really kind of see, you know how our brain, we think in pictures, we don't think in words. So if your main social media platform is Facebook, which is what we recommend, and it's like a lake, a body of water, right? Essentially, it's like your incubator. This is where you can take people that maybe kind of learn about you on some other platforms, but they come over here and you can expose, involve, upgrade them to work with you. This is where you're going to develop that trust, factor, right? And then I want you to visualize in nature. Usually you have different rivers, right? Different streams coming into the same lake.
Ooh,
so now we can talk about how do we diversify our efforts. For some of us, you already have your main platform. You already have a secondary platform established. And then maybe you're ready to layer on another one. Okay, so how do we select, right? How do we select? So we're going to give you guys what's hot right now. And what's really cool about the 4 platforms that we're going to talk to you about. If we were brand new to social media, I would think about what is my bandwidth always? How much can I support? Which is why I teach layer 1 platform at a time, give it 30 days, master platform, give it 30 days to just kind of like figure it out, right?
Right.
Because every platform has its slang. So it's no different, you guys. Here's a good analogy maybe for you to think about. Is you're going to show up to every platform as you. That's going to be the secret to success, right? You got to be authentically yourself. But think about, you show up differently, still yourself, but you show up differently depending on what situation it's what the situation is. So if you're going to a business dinner with your business partners, you're going to dress differently, you're going to behave differently than if you were going on a trip with your girlfriends and it's just like fun and it's your best friends versus if you're going on a romantic date with your spouse or you're hanging out with your parents.
Right.
So you're still yourself, but it's a different, I don't want to say modality, but it's a different, a different kind of like side. How do you
different
say
version
it?
of yourself? Yeah. The way I hang out with my old high school buddies is different than how I hang out with Nadya or the kids, or when we're hanging out with like the baseball parents, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's a really great point. And I think also it's important to understand which platform gives you the most energy and juice and like you get fired up. Like I have people on my team that literally them getting on TikTok just a few months ago has changed everything for them.
Yeah.
It has changed everything for their business. Like they're at the top of the leaderboard. They're recruiting like they've never recruited. They're selling like they never recruited. And still to me, if you were to talk lead gen, I'm going to tell you TikTok.
Yeah.
TikTok. Now, could you recruit people from Facebook still? Obviously. Can you still sell product on Instagram? Obviously. I'm just saying it's probably the best platform in 20 years of doing network marketing for lead generation to get in front of people that don't know you. And look, y'all, here's the downside of getting in front of strangers. Here's the catch. The catch is to get in front of strangers and to generate leads from a cold audience, a cold market. You're also going to simultaneously have a lot more hate, a lot more negativity. In fact, what I love about TikTok is you can actually block certain keywords. Like we block probably about 7 words that are just, we don't want them on our page, like the F word. We don't want people saying fake or scam. You get people that they're MLM haters. And listen, y'all, and I just said this to someone just about an hour ago before we went live. They were like, oh, there's like a lot of MLM haters out there. And I'm like, yeah, and for good reason. I mean, for good reason. In fact, if you think about some of our past experiences, if we weren't in the company we were in now, we'd probably be MLM haters. If we would have quit when we almost quit 5 years ago, we almost quit in 2013. And what a shame that would have been.
Right.
But the truth is, it would have been for good reason. We had our last company shut down with the FTC. With the company before that, anyway, I don't want to get into that one, but that was drama. We were there for 7 years and we resigned because we just didn't believe in the company anymore. And our first company was shut down. So if you were to ask us in 2013, what you think about MLM? I'd have been like, oh no, man, I'm kind of thinking thoughts that aren't so positive. So don't get discouraged if you get some haters,
Yeah.
especially on some of these platforms, specifically TikTok, because it's probably the best platform to get in front of a cold audience, which is good for lead gen, bad for attracting some haters. Bless you, gorgeous. I don't know if you've ever sneezed on camera before. That's so,
oh my gosh,
so
I
cute.
couldn't even like hold it back.
I'm so cute. Well, the truth is, I have the door open because I was hot.
Do you want to go close it?
No, I love it. Do you want me to go close it? Yeah, you can block keywords, Jody. So you could block MLM. You know, I mean, look, if someone's like MLM, like there will be people on some of our videos just MLM. That's it. Nothing else. Nothing good. Nothing bad. Just MLM. So we blocked it. Why? Because TikTok doesn't want MLM.
Yeah.
They banned MLM, whatever that means. It means I don't want to get into too much back and forth conversation around it. All I know is our people are still promoting their products.
Yeah.
Our people are still, if you were to look at the leaderboards on our team, like our worst seller last month, the lowest promoter of like the products. Okay. That person did like 8,300 in volume, like 8,300 points, volume, dollars, whatever you want to call it, in sales, $8,300. Okay.
Wow.
That was the 50th person. The top person did over like 60,000. 60. So the reason I point this out is a lot of those top sellers, they're doing it from social media. Specifically, a lot of them are crushing it on TikTok.
Yeah.
All right. So they banned MLM, whatever. At the end of the day,
I mean, look,
we teach people to promote it like
adapted
affiliate.
Essentially the same rules around network marketing as every other platform. Just so we're clear.
Just had to say that while I was in mid-sentence.
No, baby, but just so we're clear, because when you hear a ban, it sounds
it is a little different though.
It sounds really, really scary. Like we're doing something
Facebook
wrong.
and Instagram did not ban MLM, but here's the problem. Most MLMs, especially over the years, even if you say, well, my company's not like that, and my company's not okay, neither is ours. But in the past, most MLMs were recruiters recruiting recruiters to recruit more recruiters. And if I were to make one suggestion to all of you, when you start building your business on social media, lead with product, duplicate leading with product, treat it like affiliate marketing. Think about affiliate marketers. In fact, some people don't even know the difference in affiliate marketing and network marketing. The difference in affiliate marketing, real affiliate marketing, there's some scammy companies out there that call their network marketing downline affiliates. I don't really like that. I shouldn't call them scammy, but there's some companies that kind of like, they toe the line with that. And I'm not really into it, because to me, affiliate marketing is I become an affiliate for Amazon and I want to promote this beautiful microphone. You see this beautiful microphone? I can't even lift it because it's plugged in. But if I was an affiliate and I promoted it, I would get a commission from Amazon for promoting that microphone. The problem is I wouldn't earn residual income. Plus, who's going to order a microphone every month or even, right? They're going to order it and that's it. But with consumable products, with network marketing, you're earning residuals every time the person orders. That's your customer attached to you forever, right? As long as they keep ordering. And then in addition to that, you can build a team and get overriding residual income. Affiliate marketing is very cut and dry. I promote something, I get an affiliate commission, a referral commission. Start treating your TikTok that way. A lot of our top people, they're promoting the products almost like an affiliate. They're not even getting into the semantics of like downline, and they might have some conversation and dialogue around working from home, but they just avoid those very obvious MLM terms. So I don't care if you're selling makeup, eyelashes, CBD oil, lotions, potions, pills, water filters, whatever it is. I would start to use these platforms more strategically in promoting product. And y'all, who do you think are the easiest people to recruit?
People that are getting results on the products and are loving the products.
Right.
And it's more natural anyway.
Exactly.
Right. So, okay, let's cycle back. Let me give you guys some numbers on TikTok. So monthly active users, 689 million people. Here's my favorite stat about TikTok. 52 minutes is average use on the app. You guys think about that, because
that's crazy.
They're short form videos and it's ran by artificial intelligence. So that particular app has the most advanced algorithm, and it's the only social media platform right now where you can open up an account, you can have 0 followers, create a piece of content, and you have an opportunity to go viral.
Right.
So look, is everybody going to create a video and go viral? No. But in my books, it's almost
been
like
way easier.
Illogical.
Right.
If such an opportunity exists, why wouldn't you go up to bat? Why wouldn't you go swing?
And Brecca has a question.
Swing at the ball.
She says, any tips on learning how to use TikTok? We actually have a blog post
we'll
for
link
beginners.
to it.
So
because we have
just to give you guys a heads up, this isn't our first TikTok conversation.
1, 2, 3 ABC.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You'll
John.
love it. You'll love it. It's really good.
So TikTok would definitely be on my hit list if right now in your business, if you take a look at your analytics, you go, you know what? My biggest pain point right now is lead generation. I just need to put myself in front of new people that are interested in my particular product. I would definitely take to heart what John talked about, and I would show up on that platform. I would use it to build up your personal brand. I would use it to generate leads specifically for your products.
Right.
Okay. So that would be TikTok.
Can I also point this out?
Once we're done with the live video, we're going to link to our TikTok tutorial. So for those of you guys that are not proficient yet and you want to go like on a 30-day run to figure out that platform, which is how I would recommend that we master anything, right?
So I just wanted to point that out. So Bem actually just shared that it's mylifestyleacademy.com/TikTok
take a screenshot
tutorial.
Hang on. Let me pose.
I feel like we're taking a picture. Which we were. Angles, baby. Angles.
Okay, thank you.
But then also check this out. So this is our affiliate link. See? Nadya has an affiliate link for our microphone that we use. Yeah. And I point that out because, again, we would earn, if I think it was Megan. Yeah. If Megan were to order that microphone, we get a small little kickback affiliate commission, which is, that's neat. That's neat. But how many of us would agree? Residual income, much neater. Yeah. Much more exciting.
I don't know if you can tell, but for sure we're a little bit biased when it comes to specifically the industry of network marketing. And this is our passion. Hence explains why we show up and we continue to, provide the value and resources to help elevate the profession as a whole. Okay. So TikTok would be definitely my place to be. Now let's talk about the next one, and that's Instagram. So Instagram right now, monthly users, 1.16 billion people, 62% of users log in at least once a day. And it's just a platform that gives you a variety of choices when you post.
Right.
So what I'm really loving about Instagram right now, it's all about shareable content. So it's no longer about, those beautiful feeds. How many of us remember back in the day, these big time influencers, they would have their professional photo shoots, and then they would take their beautifully crafted, perfect photos in their white outfits. All their kids are wearing white. Their kitchen is white and perfectly arranged plates for their lunches. And then they add on additional filters. So it has a certain color scheme for the whole news feed. That's not intimidating at all, right? So the good news is Instagram is no longer about that, right? Nowadays, it's simple, it's shareable. You have an opportunity to create carousels. Also, for those of us that master TikTok, what's really cool is we have an opportunity to take our TikToks. Now, without the logo, we do have tutorials about that as well, how to ensure that you're taking essentially a TikTok video without a watermark, right? The TikTok watermark, and you can repurpose it on Instagram for IG Reels. Because right now, IG Reels is really, really, really hot on Instagram, right? And they're giving you a ton of exposure if you show up to that platform with that short form video. So Instagram is amazing. So if you're a fan of, that type of formatting of your content where it is IG Reels, it's, carousels, right? It's more of a visual platform. So maybe think about, in your business, is there value to show up in the form of photo, in the form of carousels where people can kind of like swipe to learn more.
Right.
And of course, it's a hot platform. So I highly recommend that we take a look at Instagram potentially for your secondary platform.
And one thing that we love doing with Instagram is we'll use Instagram to record our stories. And then we'll automatically have that populate to our Facebook stories. Because I think still stories are one of the best ways to generate leads, talk about your products. You can be a little more direct and a little more promotional in your stories, and you'll still get good response, a good response versus if you post like before and afters and product testimonials and before and afters and stuff like that on your primary feed, you probably won't get great engagement. Now you can still do it because again, it's not just about getting likes and engagement, but I'm telling you, a lot of our top sellers, they do crush with Insta stories, Facebook stories, but most of them, like us, they create the story on Instagram and they have it automatically populate to their Facebook story. Now your Instagram posts should not automatically populate to your Facebook. We do try, it doesn't always work out this way because it kind of depends on the post, but we do try to post different things on different days. So if something does well on Facebook, our team or myself or Nadya will say, hey, that did well. Let's post this on Instagram, but maybe just kind of tweak it up. Maybe, do things a little.
Translate it. Remember we talked a little bit about, we translate it to Instagram. So it's more native to that platform, which I really love. And right now, Instagram Reels is direct competition to TikTok. So what I've learned ever since we scooched our booties onto social media back in 2012-ish, right? We started to really understand strategically how to use the different platforms to build a business. Here's what's interesting. When you are an early adapter, right? When you can acquire the skill set to not be so intimidated by technology, you know what I mean? And maybe some of us could use a challenge right now. Some of us are a little bit too comfortable right now in our workflows, in our business, that we do need to just kind of like put ourselves on a new platform and learn new slang. The good news is, you guys, we're not learning a whole new language. Now that is for sure intimidating. Yes, I moved to this country when I was 16. I mean, I knew grammar, I knew grammar, but I couldn't fluently communicate, right? That's a challenge for sure. So it's not that uncomfortable to learn a new platform, but it is a little bit like, oh, do I dress? Maybe it's your first cocktail party. You've never been to a cocktail party, and maybe that's you TikTok, right? Maybe it's going to require you to learn a little bit of what that world looks like, but essentially it's just going to groom you to be, all rounded, well-versed, all kinds of slang speaking operation. I'm telling you, it's very, very attractive.
Well, I think one thing we got to keep in mind too is your team. Whether you have a team or you're planning on building a team, like it does make sense to at least know some of the fundamentals and some of the basics. Because if your team is like, hey, I want to do TikTok, and you're like, oh, I'm against TikTok. And it's like, your team could literally be crushing it on TikTok. And you're de-edifying a platform that you don't like, but that doesn't mean it's like if someone comes to me and says, hey, I want to do YouTube or I want to do LinkedIn, like I'm not a fan of those platforms. I tell them that I don't use them and why I don't use them, but I wouldn't tell someone that like you shouldn't use it. If someone's got a following on LinkedIn or they built up a subscriber, list on YouTube and they've been posted, then go for it, right? Like whatever floats your boat. But if someone's trying to go onto a platform and they're brand new and they're saying, hey, where can I, get in front of a cold audience? Again, I wouldn't say like YouTube or LinkedIn because they're much more mature platforms.
Okay, I'm glad you said that, right? Because you also have to factor that in.
Yeah.
So if you're trying to like right now decide, should I do YouTube, which is a video platform, or should I do TikTok, which is also a video platform? They're not equal. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
YouTube, like it's going to take a lot of bandwidth. Like the minute that John and I seriously decided, you know what, we're going to take our Facebook Lives. Like this video right now, as soon as it's done, we're going to download the footage and I'm going to put it into a Dropbox folder where our video manager is going to pick it up and he's going to like edit it out specifically in the dialect of YouTube. He's going to upload it. We create thumbnails, we create descriptions, tagging. We have this thing called vidIQ, VID-IQ, which is an extra tool. Do you know what I mean? That we pay for monthly. It's like very
intense,
very like labor heavy. Does that make sense?
It's not
very
ideal for the average
labor
network marketer.
heavy.
Right.
Yes. So we need to also kind of think about, this is why I did a little disclaimer. Do you know what I mean? Your bandwidth, right? But right now it would be TikTok. You guys, next, let us scooch on over and talk a little bit about.
I want to confront this though. So Amanda says, where does Pinterest fit in? I'm looking for a more mature audience. I'll let you talk about Pinterest. You can touch on that. But there are a lot of mature people on TikTok, just to be clear, like 50% of TikTok is over the age of 35. So, and that, you know, when someone says a mature audience, I'm assuming you just mean not like teenagers and early 20s. I think that's what you mean. There are a lot of people that are of a more mature age on TikTok for sure. Now, if you're looking for more of a, you know, a professional crowd, obviously LinkedIn would make sense. But again, I've been on LinkedIn for years. I'm not a big fan. I know some people that do well over there, but it's a very small percentage. But I know people that generate a lot of leads and build a lot of big teams and build businesses outside of us, because people always look at us, they go, well, you guys have been doing it for 8 years and you guys are really good and you're doing this, this, and this. But I know people that just downloaded TikTok a few months ago, and they are connecting with lots of moms and lots of mature, you know, adult individuals that have families and businesses and are looking to make money and monetize and all the things. I mean, there are all types of people on TikTok, just like there's all types of people on Facebook and Instagram. I just think ultimately, again, it goes back to what you're looking for, what you like. And here's the other thing. Another really professional platform would be Clubhouse. You know, because it's audio only and it's mostly marketers over there. You know, there are non-marketing people, but like, put it this way, it's kind of the opposite of TikTok. TikTok started off with kids. Yeah. Right? Our kids have been on TikTok for years.
I feel like every platform started out with kids.
But not Clubhouse. Clubhouse started off with marketers. There's not a lot of like my everyday friends, most of our non-network marketing friends or non-entrepreneur friends, which are not a lot of people. Like you think about like your sister or brother-in-law, my brother, none of them are on Clubhouse, just to put it in perspective.
Right.
So that's a great platform if you want to attract business people only, you're wanting to connect with more business-minded people.
Yeah.
But like any platform, you're going to have to show up a lot. You got to create a lot of content. You don't want to just be a consumer of content. You want to be a creator of content. But believe me when I tell you, TikTok has a mature audience for sure.
Yeah, I love it. Okay, great. So the next, you know,
did you want to talk about Pinterest or no?
Network. I mean, here's my take on Pinterest. I'm so glad you asked. It was not part of our kind of like schedule to talk about, but let's take a little detour. I don't consider Pinterest a social media platform. It's more of a search engine, very much like YouTube. You know, it's going to take a different sort of skill set, honestly. Yeah. So with Pinterest, we have a really good setup on Pinterest, but we don't do it. So I just knew it's not up my, you know, patience level. Do you know what I mean? Graphics. If you're a graphic designer and you really love the idea of boards, if you're into organizing, it's a certain kind of slang. Again, right? For some of us, it totally makes sense for our business. Now, we don't teach it because we don't personally do it, but we outsourced it. So I hired somebody that's really, really good at Pinterest.
Right.
And then she is taking, you know, the content that we're creating on all the other platforms. She's taking our blog posts and our YouTube videos, and then she's translating that content into Pinterest.
And there's two different things we should point out. One is for the purpose of high level brand building. Like we have an email list, we sell courses, we do affiliate marketing. We have all these things that are in the umbrella of our brand. Not looking to teach and duplicate it because it's high level. That's why we're promoting the Tanya webinar on Thursday. That's why we promote Chalene Johnson. There are individuals that we promote that do teach that high level. It's complex though. It's not a simple conversation where there's a whole other business that we build, which is our network marketing business. And I pay attention not just to like what's working for me, but more importantly, what's working for my team. And I can't even think of anyone on my team that's crushing it with Pinterest. I can think of like maybe 2 people that use YouTube and use it for building their network marketing business. I can't think of anybody that uses LinkedIn on my team. I'm not saying they don't. I just can't think of anybody that's like crushing it using LinkedIn, but I can think of literally thousands of people on my team that are using Facebook, thousands of people that use Instagram. I would say lesser thousands, like the majority using Facebook and then Instagram. And I would say TikTok is starting to shoot up there where it might eventually surpass Facebook and Instagram for the purpose of business building, for the purpose of customer acquisition, for recruiting. A lot of my top people, TikTok is becoming number one. And this is why you see us talking about it all the time. Will I still be talking about it in 6 months? Will we still be promoting TikTok aggressively in a year? I don't know. But I'm just telling you right now, I've never seen anything. Even when Facebook was brand new and it was hot and it was easy to get engagement and generate leads 3, 4, 5 years ago, it was never, ever like TikTok is right now. At least I don't remember it being like that. Joanne says, I need to figure out, I can't see it because I need to figure out TikTok. What would you suggest? You know, Joanne, there's a couple things. One, I would highly recommend, like any platform, is you download it and you just spend a little time following people, getting to understand the platform. The second thing is I would recommend you watch our TikTok tutorial. Nadya does such a great job of like breaking down what every button means and how to start creating TikToks. And I will tell you, this is something you should know. Ray Higdon has agreed with this. Nadya has mentioned this. It is the best it's the best tool for editing videos. And it's a social media platform. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
That it's a social media platform, but Nadya has used every video editing software. She says TikTok is the best video editing software.
So we love to originate our short form videos inside TikTok.
Right.
Right? Okay. So I'm glad you
and
said
that. They're only like 10-second, 15-second, 30-second, as much as 60-second videos. That's a crazy thing. It could take you 45 minutes
to create one
TikTok video that may not.
But that's okay.
And but it might bomb. It might bomb, or it might go viral and get 1 million views. You don't know. That's the crazy thing.
And if it bombs, you can use it on other platforms.
Exactly.
You know, it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. All right, baby, let us stay on track, right?
I thought we were on track. Were we not on track?
The next professional platform that you may want to consider if you are in a profession of like a financial advisor or CPA, right? Like a profession that's professional. I don't know how to say it better than that.
Maybe you're building a financial services agency.
Yes, insurance. Do you know what I mean? Real estate. So LinkedIn is a beautiful platform. So right now their monthly active users, 350 million people. Average income on LinkedIn, you guys, check this out, $46,000 a year, which is pretty amazing. 55 job applications every second happen on LinkedIn. So if you have a need, whether it's the type of business you're in, or again, it's more professional, LinkedIn might be a good way for you to supplement what it is that you're doing, right? So you're going to find more professional people over on LinkedIn versus the demographic. It's going to be a little bit different, right? On TikTok, again, different modality, different slang. Do you know what I mean? Okay. And last but not least, you guys, let's talk a little bit about Clubhouse. We've never really taken a hot second to identify what that platform is, the way that we've now have decided to incorporate it. Oh, and also I want to make sure I don't forget this, but we talked about, you know what I mean, like your bandwidth. And when you're taking a look at these different platforms, think about, do you have need for audio, video, you know what I mean, pictures, is it more visual, right? But also I want you to think about your personality. Are you an introvert or an extrovert? Because that's going to make a difference in just your natural, energetically, what makes most sense, which is why extra love TikTok for me, because I love that you can batch content and you can save it into drafts versus an app like Clubhouse. It's so much talking. This is why I am yet to make an appearance on Clubhouse, because it's too much for me. But I do have an advantage.
It's too much for you right now because you got a lot going on.
But I do have an advantage that I'm married to John. Do you know what I mean? And if you have a business partner or you work with your spouse, what's really cool is that once you identify your strengths and weaknesses, and you can work in your strength zone. So for John, it's something that he loves. He loves to communicate. The minute he opens his eyeballs till the moment I like a little bit yell at him. I go, stop talking, please. Like, I need my peace. Let us watch a little bit of like, great men documentary, who built America.
The Men Who Built America.
It's an amazing documentary, by the way. If you want to get some inspiration, a little history, a little something to watch with your kids, so good. But for him, Clubhouse makes sense. So let's talk a little bit about it, because right now, you guys, let me read you a couple of stats, okay? So from 3.5 million to 8.1 million global downloads between the 1st and the 16th of February. So in 15 days, they more than doubled.
That's crazy.
Right? According to Sensor Tower, along with the USA, Japan, and Germany, also had the most downloads.
Now, we should point out, I want to mention something, because I've used it quite a bit. Number one, you got to have an iPhone. So somebody might say, well, how do it doesn't work. I can't find it in the App Store because you have a Droid. And I understand. I have a Droid and I have an iPhone. And this is why, I try so hard not to come off arrogant. But the reason we can teach the things we teach and talk about things like, what platform is the best and, what makes more sense, affiliate marketing or network marketing, iPhone, Droid, because we've experienced all these things. We're not speaking hypothetically like, I don't know what it's like to have a Droid. I don't know what it's like to do affiliate marketing. I don't know what it's like to be on Clubhouse, because we're literally in it with you. Like, we have the experience on all these platforms. We've built, listen, for those of you that don't know us maybe that well, just to give you some clarity, we've been in network marketing almost 20 years. Last year was our biggest year yet. This month, we're on pace to have our biggest month ever. This year, we're on pace to have our biggest year ever. We've already done well over 10 million in sales this year, which is the most we've ever done at this point in the year. As of March 7th, because I track my numbers on the 7th of every month for the last 5 years, I've tracked my numbers. We've never had this much volume on the 7th of a month ever. And last year, our team did $63 million in sales, 63 million in volume. We brought on 9,200 distributors, but 163,000 new customers. And we had 7,600 rank advancements, leveraging social media during a pandemic.
Right.
So I say all that to let you understand that, like, we're not speaking hypothetically. We're not just guessing. This is from being in the trenches, doing all the things. So number one, I think Clubhouse has huge upside, huge opportunity.
Yeah.
You do have to have an iPhone. So if you don't have an iPhone, you may want to buy one. I got 2 phones. I understand it's frustrating if you just have a Droid, but I'll tell you, I use Droid and I use iPhone. iPhone is way easier to use. User-friendly. It's easier for talk and text. It has less glitchiness to it. But I also like having a Droid. I mean, the camera alone makes it worth it. The camera's ridiculous. But anyway, I digress. You got to have an iPhone. You definitely want to start following some people. You want to start following some people that are using Clubhouse the right way, people that speak about a topic you're interested in. And look, what's easy about Clubhouse, you could literally log in and immediately start listening to people. That's what happened to me. I downloaded the app a couple months ago because Eric Worre was going live on Clubhouse. I downloaded it, hopped on his Clubhouse. He gave me moderator rights and just starts like interviewing me and some other top earners. And there was like 1,000 people on. I'm like, what is happening? What is this? So it's a super simple platform to use. But I now also know people that are going live every day. They're interviewing people every day. They have thousands and thousands and thousands of followers, and it's all audio. So like, you could be talking and then put your phone down for 30 minutes while you're doing other things and come back, or you can have it in the background or have it while you're driving. You can give other people moderator rights so they take over the conversation when you hop off. There's just some neat things that I've never seen on any other platform. And the reason we're talking about this, because for so many years, it's been all about making videos and, video content. And by the way, we're still big advocates of video.
That's right, baby.
Right? Whether it's Reels, Instagram stories, you should always show your face. We're not going to stop saying that. Facebook Live, TikTok Live. Heck, you can go live on LinkedIn and YouTube and all the platforms.
IG,
But how cool is it that for people that simply, like I said in the beginning of this conversation, that simply won't do video? It doesn't matter. I could pay them. I say, I'll give you $10,000 to do live videos every day for the next year. They wouldn't do it. but they can go live now every day on Clubhouse. It's like a live podcast or a live talk show. It's like listening to other people have a phone conversation. It's the coolest thing. And even Gary Vee. And Gary Vee is one of those people that we followed for so many years. You know, he's probably one of the smartest marketing trainers, social media experts out there. Mm-hmm. And he says that Clubhouse is potentially where Twitter was 10 years ago.
Wow.
Even as far back as like 2007 or 8, when Twitter was like brand new. So just understand the potential. We don't know for sure.
Okay.
But the potential is there, and people are spending a lot of time on Clubhouse.
Indeed. Indeed. I love it. You guys, are you noticing there's a couple things? It's this conversation actually is inspiring me to create like a chart. How can we put this into a chart that breaks down, you know, the timing of the platform, the personality that would help you kind of like discern, oh, like I love to chat. I just love to have conversations versus me broadcasting, right? That could be a way to sum it up. But also, you guys, listen to this. Facebook is set to be building a new audio only app to compete with Clubhouse.
Of course.
So what that communicates to us, you guys, is that Clubhouse has proven that this form of interaction is blowing up.
And here, can I just say this too? This is what's exciting about it, though.
Yeah.
That Facebook is validating the power of audio only social media platform.
That's live versus like an iTunes or a podcasting platform that's pre-recorded and then you listen to the audio without feeling the co-creation piece of it all.
Right.
Yeah.
But think about this. Good. This is what's so interesting is that let's say Clubhouse goes bye-bye. Clubhouse is no longer a conversation. Like, how often do we talk about Snapchat?
Baby,
like,
look.
Never.
There's now, look at what my team has found. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 other apps that are gaining popularity that are also social audio experiences. So there's
if someone feels like
other apps behind right now Clubhouse.
Exactly. Can I finish my point?
Well, you inspired me definitely.
No, that's great. I just want to point this out because that's exactly what I was going to say is that like even if Clubhouse doesn't make it, just like now Snapchat is still big. I just don't know anybody using it outside of my son who talks to like his friends on Snapchat. Right. Well, Ty's crazy. But anyway, so let me get to the point.
Yeah.
Is that okay? So Snapchat was hot and now it's not. But guess what? Snapchat is Instagram stories. Mm-hmm. TikTok is hot right now. Maybe it's not a year. Who knows? Who cares? Because short form video is here to stay.
Yeah.
And that's what Instagram Reels is Instagram's version of TikTok.
Yeah.
Because they couldn't buy TikTok. So they're like, hey, can't beat them. You know, can't join them. Let's just create our own version of it.
Compete with them.
Right. Mm-hmm. So when you think about Clubhouse, as big as it is, it's banging, it's crushing. You could also hop on some of these smaller audio social media platforms and just see if maybe you can get some equity and some real estate over there. But again, they might not pan out. Clubhouse might not pan out. But clearly with Facebook coming out with their own version and all these other social media audio only apps, it's just telling you that you can find your modality, how you want to show up. Could be video, could be audio, could be this platform or that platform. It could feel overwhelming, but it's not. It just tells you that like there's options for everyone. Mm-hmm. And hey, if you can get attention and you can build your audience and you decide, hey, this is the one I want to go, then you got to go all in. Mm-hmm. Like I know people right now, they're going all in with Clubhouse. And I know some people that won't even use it. They're like, nope, I got enough going on. I'm good.
One of those people.
And this is good to have this clarity. The one thing that Nadya and I did years ago is we got clarity, not just like which social media platforms do we like? No, I'm talking way bigger than that. I'm talking like she knows what she loves doing in our relationship. She does certain things.
Yeah.
I do certain things. Nobody's putting Nadya in a group chat. She's not talking to any prospects, right? She doesn't live on Facebook Messenger like a lot of people do. Like my Facebook Messenger is, I'm on it often. We'll say that. I'm on it often, especially during the day when I'm like cranking, when I'm working my business, right? I do a lot more videos than Nadya. She's hard to get on Money Monday. She almost didn't get on tonight because she's got clarity, guys. She knows like, this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm not doing. I'll give you another example. We get asked all the time for interviews. Now, I say yes more often than she does. She says no every time. She does not do interviews. Why? Because that is not a part of her priority right now. That's not a part of her agenda, her initiative. She knows.
Because I don't have the bandwidth.
Right.
This is why
but that's not true. She doesn't want to find the bandwidth. Let's be clear. She could. She doesn't want to. Because if she says yes to somebody, then she says yes to someone else. How do you say no to other people? And it's not even about that. It's like, is this a part of my initiative? No. So if Clubhouse is not a part of your initiative, then don't download Clubhouse. Don't be on Clubhouse. Like, you don't need, I love what Gary said today. He's like, it's a choice. You don't have to post about your kids.
Yeah.
You don't have to post about like whatever you don't want to post about. You don't have to be on every platform. If you have FOMO, fear of missing out, that's on you. If you're overwhelmed, that's on you, because you're choosing to be overwhelmed. You're choosing, like, I'll give you another great example. We decided to stop monetizing all these things we were doing. We wanted to create all these courses, mostly me. We would have 17 courses if it wasn't for Nadya. Because she's like, why? Like, I want to have super high quality blog posts that are evergreen. I want to have one, maybe two really good courses and really good funnels. I don't want to just keep throwing things against the wall and seeing what sticks. No. It's not that it's bad. It's that she doesn't want to do that. We also figured out that she doesn't want to do like the back end stuff. Now, I don't want to get into all the nitty gritty on that, but like, she loves the front end, the blog, the content creation, but the back end, the funnels, and all the moving parts that a lot of these internet marketers, she's like, not interested in it. Like, she likes Gary Vee also, his mentality. We've been talking about Gary Vee a lot today, but it's just a coincidence because
sponsored by Gary.
We just happened to watch his video today, and it was a lot. Yeah. He says a lot of the things that we agree with, or that we teach. It's very congruent in mindset. But his whole thing is, he's like, I don't really do a lot of monetizing. He's like, especially on social media. Like, if you follow certain people on social media and they're always selling, they're always promoting, they're always pitching, how many of us would agree we probably won't promote those people? We probably won't follow those people as closely as the ones that just go over the top with valuable content, knowledge. They empower us, they entertain us, they educate us. So I say all that to say this.
So good, John. You
got to know, number one, your bandwidth. You got to know that, like, there's seasons. There's seasons of growth. There's seasons of, learning. Like, in the beginning, we did a lot more learning than earning, right? There were some seasons that were very difficult, to say the least, extremely difficult. But looking at our life in reverse, those were lessons.
Makes sense.
Those experiences shaped us into the leaders we are today, so that we can speak your language. And I just think it's important, like, even little things like this. Remember back in the day when I realized that I really don't like prospecting when I'm out and about. Now, some people might go, "Well, is that a week?" Yeah, like when I'm out and about, when I'm out
in the mall,
the gym, like,
waiter at a restaurant.
I don't want to talk to people about my business. I don't want to have, because I think because we did it in the early years, and I felt so annoying. Like, as I was saying the words, I'm like, I don't want to say these words. I want to pull them back into my mouth. Yeah. Right. Thank God I had that pain. And that, like, you could say, is it a confidence issue? Is it limiting beliefs? Is it because you're really an introvert, or you're shy?
You just didn't like that modality.
Who gives a rat's ass? I just didn't want to do it. I didn't want to go to school. I didn't want to go to college. I don't want to do these things. So I acknowledge that, you know what? I don't like doing it. But it was good. Why? Because it made me learn social media, even though our upline would make comments on, like, the leadership. Remember the team coordinator calls? And they'd be like, oh, some of you wasting time on social media. And we'd be on mute, and we're like, yo, is he talking about us? That would just add fuel to my fire. Like, tell me I can't do something. Tell me I can't build a multi-million-dollar business on social media and be at all my son's baseball games. And not do home meetings and weekly meetings. But we got that clarity. Thank God we got that clarity when we did, because our kids were still young. But we sacrificed a lot to figure out what we hated doing. And I hate's a strong word, but I hated not being the one putting my kids to bed. I hated not being at my son's baseball games. I hated that I would feel bad going on a date with Nadya because God forbid if I went on a date with her, I wasn't in a living room doing a home meeting presentation. And by the way, Nadya felt that way too.
Yeah.
Right? I got to tell you guys something, and you guys are going to appreciate this if you stayed on this long or you hopped on late. But I remember the first time I told Nadya that I was thinking about leaving the company we were with. And she was one of those ones like, I don't even want to hear negativity. Like it was just blinders. And I'm like, babe, like I try to pry the blinder off for a second. Said, honey, I've been having some serious conversations and I been holding off on saying this to you, but I think we need to do something else. And I know I've said that in the past, but cause she was one of the ones that would get me back on track. I'd be looking at other things. She'd be like, no, you got to but I'm like, babe, it's been 7 years, 5 years full time. We work 24/7. This isn't healthy. We need to do something. She was like, she didn't want to hear it. It was just like, no, I don't even want to hear what you've been talking to Tom about and John and all these people, right? Remember that?
Yeah.
And then I was like, babe, we need to sit down and talk. And once I told her, y'all, it took about 20 minutes, and Nadya was done. She was done. She was like, I'm done. I'm like, no, but we can't quit yet. I still need to figure out what we're doing next. I'm just saying this is not good anymore, but we still need to do this. This is our only income stream. She's like, no, I can't even go to training anymore. I don't want to talk to anyone. 20 minutes, 7 years in that company. In 20 minutes, she was done. Mentally, she's like, I'm done. No, we're not doing it anymore.
Yeah. I was a little bit too stubborn with that, but
that was good. It was good. You had that clarity. I'm not going to do something now that you pointed out all of these reasons not to do something. She's like, I'm done.
I think a couple of nuggets I'd love to pull out, John, from everything you said. I mean, I don't know if you needed that beautiful brainwashing session, but a couple things. Number one, you got to try it to really know whether or not it works for your brand.
Right.
It works for your personality. Again, whether you're an introvert or extrovert, just do the platform. And then if you love doing it and it's getting you the results, you got to be patient with it, right? But you do it. And then there's certain things that your gut is like, oh no. So certain things are going to be clear, but honestly, right, I'm so happy that we've done everything essentially under the sun, everything under the sun. And that's how you get the clarity sometimes, right? So don't be afraid to play with different modalities to see whether or not it's something that you can figure out. It's something that works for you. But then also don't be so stubborn, I think maybe is how I can say it. To hold on to something because you were just you've been doing it for so long, right? And it's that's
it's hard. It's hard sometimes when you're that type of personality where you're really just set in your ways. How many of us know people? Smash the heart button if you know people are set in their ways, and some of you might be like that. And look, the one thing I'll tell you, doing this for almost 20 years, is you have to be willing to pivot. You have to make adjustments sometimes. It sucks.
Have the hard conversations.
But if you're in business, you should be very well aware of that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
It just is what it is. Things happen. There's never going to be a time where it's just, in fact, if you're in a season where everything's really easy and kind of laid back, you're probably not growing. I notice when I feel discouraged or I feel uninspired, it's when I'm not growing.
Stagnant.
I'm just stagnant. I'm kind of just staying in my little bubble. Now, some of our comfort zones are bigger than others. Let's just say this is your comfort zone. This is my comfort zone. Either way, if we're in the comfort zone and we're not stretching ourselves, it's like a rubber band. How far does a rubber band go if you don't stretch it?
Yeah.
It doesn't go at all, right? But if you really want to, fly, you got to pull that thing back. Now it might snap. You go get another rubber band. Anyway, you get my point. I
love it.
Now, somebody did say, I thought it was a great question, and we'll conclude with this because I could go all day. And, we got things to do. It's Money Monday, y'all. Norbert says, question about TikTok, should we show our products on videos? Yeah, you can. Now, just like any post, we would always say cover the label, right?
Skillfully.
You
can skillfully
cover
hide
the label.
Oops.
A lot of our top sellers, they're literally holding the bottle in the video, but they're not up close where you can see the name.
Yeah.
But they do. I will say this. They do put it in their bio. Most of our top sellers, they are putting their link in their bio on TikTok. Now, typically we wouldn't recommend that. But because there's so many sales coming through on autopilot, it's been very effective. How many of you, let me ask you all a question. How many of you would be excited if next Money Monday, I know I'm saying this live and, you know, maybe you had a different plan, but how many of you next Money Monday would be excited if we had like 3 of our top sellers on Money Monday and they would talk specifically about what they're doing to do, like, I'm talking 10, 20, just on social media. They're probably mostly going to say TikTok because all of our top sellers are pretty much using that platform. But would you be excited? And it's not just TikTok, though. They're also using Project Broadcast, and they do different things to communicate with their customers. It's not just TikTok, but that's a great platform for most of them to generate leads. But how many of you would be excited if we had like 3 of our top sellers? And I know we have a lot of network marketers from different companies on here, but they do a lot of training inside of our team. But we could just do it as a generic training and just have them all share their best tips and nuggets on lead gen, follow-up, closing, how they're getting referrals. And I mean, some of them literally had like 30,000 in sales last month.
That's crazy.
I mean, how many of us would be excited if you were selling 30,000 a month? And more importantly, would you be fired up if you had like people on your team that are doing $30,000 in sales in 1 month? That's $1,000 a day, y'all. And that's a customer base. That's not their team. That's their personal customer base.
Yeah. Okay. I love it. So the people want to see it, John. Okay. So that's what we'll do. And not to be a tease fest right now, but you guys, we're working on a 1-page chart, because the one thing that we're also learning with TikTok is it's a really good idea to think through how you're going to process the leads, like what should be the proper CTA.
Yeah, that is tough.
And we're learning the text messaging funnel, like a simple text messaging funnel is kind of like what you should probably think through before you start creating product videos, right? So we're creating right now a document with our virtual team on 3 different text messaging platforms to help you kind of get the clarity, like the cost, the features, like which one is best, how it works. Anyways, I wanted to let you know that's in the works.
But I wouldn't say to not make product videos. You should start doing it, but just
no.
At some point, it does make sense. I mean, Project Broadcast has been the #1 crusher.
But there's another platform that's really cool too. Yeah. Anyways, okay, cool.
Don't forget, we have the webinar with Tanya on Thursday.
Let me put it up on the screen.
Post that link again.
Yes.
So Thursday, Tanya, Eliza, and us will be live together.
Oh my
Thursday,
gosh.
3 p.m. Eastern.
Imagine?
She's going to talk about optimization. She's going to talk about monetization. She's going to talk about how to take your business to that next level with 3 smart marketing secrets that help her attract the perfect buyers all day, every day. And like I said, she's built a multi-million-dollar brand. She's
very good at that.
But she's also still an active network marketing leader. So she's figured out how to do both. But her big thing, her specialty, if you will, is simplifying the list building an email list, creating freemiums, attracting people, and having strategic calls to action. Like she's very much an internet marketer that does network marketing. And there's very few that are masters at both. So it's going to be a great masterclass. I'm going to hook you to show up live. Here's why. Because if you show up live to the masterclass, she's also gifting you her easy engagement idea. It's hard to see the link because the closed captions.
We're just going to link to it, John.
Okay.
We're going to link
So we'll change the description.
Can I finish what I was saying, please?
I just want to make sure people know.
Okay.
Because people said they can't see it.
Interruption over here.
Just trying to help.
Okay. So read this actually, right here. So if you show up live, you also get this as well.
Her easy engagement idea bank.
Good.
52 tried and tested social media post ideas to amplify lead generation for smart marketers.
I really love that. I'm really, really loving that.
She's also really good at copy, Tanya.
Yeah.
She's very good. Copy means like using words to attract the ideal buyer.
So if you're struggling with creating good posts to create engagement, you definitely want to make sure that you show up live. All right, you guys, this is it. I hope you loved today's conversation. I'd love to hear from you. So let us know in the comments, what was your biggest takeaway? What is going to be the one action step that you're going to take, right? Are you going to step it up? Are you going to mess it up? Are you going to be trying to layer another platform to your strategy? And I guess we'll see you on Thursday.
Yeah,
We'll
Thursday.
see you on Thursday.
See y'all soon. Toodaloo.
Toodaloo.